I'm Cassie Smith with Michigan Works West Central, and I'm here to help you kickstart your career. With movie selections seeming pretty limitless, sometimes we ask ourselves, should I watch that movie? What is it about? In a roundabout way, movie trailers are quite a bit like resumes. Think of your resume that way. Think of it as a movie trailer. It's the first impression of you. If the trailer to the movie catches your attention, chances are you're going to watch that movie. Well, in turn, if your resume catches the employer's attention, they're probably going to give you an opportunity to interview with them. Some things we look at when we're deciding on a movie are, how are the graphics? Is it high def? What kind of quality does it have? What kind of movie is it? Will it keep my interest, or is it just going to be jumping all around? We need to put that kind of consideration into our resumes. I mean, how's your layout? Is it clear and easy to read? What kind of format are you using? How's the flow of your resume? Will the employer be able to read it to the very end? Common mistakes in resumes are not selling yourself or being negative. Don't cut yourself short. Blow your own horn. Show them what you are made of. Good selling techniques can turn negatives into positives. For example, negative statement. I didn't enjoy college, so I dropped out and traveled around for a couple of years. But now I returned home and I'm seeking a job. If you were an employer, would that sound satisfactory to you? I don't think so. So turn that to a positive. Instead, say, after enrolling in college, I was provided with an opportunity to join a crew around the world. I accepted this once-in-a-lifetime challenge, which offered me invaluable lessons and importance of teamwork, shared responsibility, and leadership. Now I am searching for employment. Bad selling is over the top, unbelievable, and undesirable. For an example, I masterminded a round-the-world yacht race, and even though they were other crew members, most would say I was a leader because I can do wonders for you. That's gloating. People want a team player. They want to bring you into their organization because you're going to be a good fit for their team. Remember that. 3 approaches that you should have when you're writing your resume is staying positive, working hard, and making things happen. The purpose of checking these 3 approaches against your resume are to ensure that you're not exaggerating, telling lies, or deliberately misleading someone. You can sell yourself by just keeping a very positive attitude, highlighting your skills, and focusing on the abilities that you're bringing to the table. What is your style? Well, that's going to depend on your work experience and your education background. The 3 most commonly used resumes are chronological. This kind of resume lists your training and jobs in the order of the dates you started each of them. Functional is a resume that emphasizes the skills and achievements. Functional is often used when applicants lack formal education, or maybe that education is irrelevant to the job they're applying for, gaps in work, or have had many jobs. Then we have the most recommended resume, which is the hybrid or combination. This is a resume that features the best of both. A hybrid retains much of the fixed order of a chronological, but has much more emphasis on the skills and achievements that you bring to the table. This is an example of a chronological resume. See at the top, you always have your name, address, contact info. Your objective is usually just a real short synopsis of you and the skills that you have. Then see how it moves right on to employment history, starting with the most current to the latest dating. Has brief descriptions on what that job entailed, and then goes down to education, licenses, and certifications, skills and abilities, honors, and activities. Then we have the functional resume. Again, always name up top with address and contact information, short objective again, but then you'll see a little change. Now we have highlights of qualifications up on top. Then we go to relevant skills and accomplishments to really emphasis on those skills. Then we go down to employment, which is very brief. You don't see a description like you did in the chronological one, and also showcases your education history. Now, let's move on to the hybrid resume, which again is the most recommended style of resume. Up at the top, under the name and contact information, you will notice a bolded area. This area is to highlight specific skills or experience you possess that directly pertain to the position you're interested in. This applicant chose to highlight versatile, results-oriented sales professional, as well as sales, customer service, operation management, and supply chain management. It is clear this applicant is seeking a sales or sales management position. The qualification summary, again, is a brief synopsis of how you work, function, and what value you will bring to your potential employer. Skills overview should focus on skills that would be desirable for the position you're applying for. The bullet format makes it clean and easy for your potential employer to read, which is very important. Work experience is where you blend the chronological and functional resume techniques. Work history is listed present to past with brief bullets of roles and responsibilities. Training and education lists all training and education. If your list is extensive, select the items that are pertinent to your desired job. Other information, if you're fluent in universal software or program, showcase that here. Now, I know that we already touched base on this when we were going over the different styles of resumes, but let's go in a little bit more in depth. There's sections of a resume. First, there's the header. The header tells an employer who you are, where you live, your phone number, and a valid professional email address. If you don't have one of those, they're very easy to create. Just make sure that it stays generic and professional. Summary. What are you sending your resume for? And why are you a good candidate? Best reason is matching the skills to requirements. Skills. Identify skills the employer may be seeking for that particular position. Work experience. Professional experience or employment history. List previous experience and achievements you have that are related to the employer's needs. Education. High school diploma or GED is appropriate to list unless you have a college degree. Don't list high school if you have a 2 or 4 year degree. It's not necessary. Sometimes less is more. Honors, awards, affiliations. Recent academic honors, awards from the workplace or from the community organizations you are involved with, as long as they're professional or community service oriented. You want your resume to land in the employer's hands and be fluid, easy to navigate, and universal. In order to do this, just follow these very easy resume formatting tips. First, avoid using unique or trendy fonts. Secondly, font sizes should be no smaller than 11 points. The employer doesn't want to struggle to read. Bold the headings of each section. This really draws them in and adds some emphasis on the headings. To avoid extra spacing between lines or text, go to Layout and change the space after setting to 0. I cannot express enough the importance of tailoring your resume. When possible, mirror skills used to describe the job. When an employer is looking for energetic, responsible, punctual, motivated individual, mirror those abilities to fit that job description. Have those in your skills. Keywords are important. Large companies may use robots to scan application mirror skills. Matching keywords will grab their attention. And If you avoid to do this, sometimes it can make you be overlooked. Wordclouds.com, comparing words and job postings to see if they match up, is a very valuable tool to use. Now let's dive into some strategies that aren't time intensive, but really could give you that one up against your competition. What you want to do is identify keywords that apply to the industry or position where you're submitting your resume. Decide which keywords will be most attractive by reviewing different job postings that are in your desired role. Target the best words. Use them, of course, when it's appropriate. They definitely should be incorporated in your roster of skills. This step could be vital for online submissions. I hope this presentation has equipped you with the tools and confidence you need for your resume journey to get that job of your dreams. We can work with you virtually one-on-one to help you get ready for that next interview. Please contact us by using the link below, or on the next slide you will see our contact information.